Okay, so welcome to my free AI SEO course. I'm going to go over each and every single one of these points step by step, one by one, so you can essentially understand how you can leverage AI to rank your sites on Google, why you should do it, and most importantly, how you can do it, right? It's going to be a long video, so be sure to take notes, be sure to save this for later, and yeah, comment down below if you have any questions. I'll be here to reply to all the questions you have. And with that being said, let's start this long journey of understanding how AI SEO works and how you can leverage AI to essentially increase your output when it comes to SEO and, of course, ranking sites on Google. And again, most importantly, making money, because the whole goal of ranking a site on Google is to get more traffic and convert that traffic into paying customers, right? That's the sole goal, because SEO is a marketing strategy at the end of the day, right? So let's get started with this AI SEO full course. And yeah, we're gonna start with why SEO or AI SEO, is the future, right? And I'm gonna be drawing here in this whiteboard because I like to be visual in terms of my analogies. And I oftentimes give this analogy, but it's the staircase analogy, right? And it's one of the most important things that you need to grasp if you're doing AI SEO, right? So the staircase analogy essentially is this right here, right? If we think about a stair, right, like so, excuse me, right, where the last step of the stair, right, is the money step, right, is where essentially you have customers paying you, right? Because again, that's the whole point of this, right? SEO, again, is a marketing strategy. The whole point is to have more paying customers, right? With SEO, so search engine optimization in the written form, because we're going to be talking about SEO for YouTube, that's the video form, for TikTok, that's video form, but for example, for Amazon, it's more product form. So there's multiple types of SEO, right? But in written form, previously, right, in a world without AI, you had to first figure out the keywords people were searching for. And that's a very important step, right? Oftentimes people skip this step, and I'm going to go over why it's important in just a second here. But keyword research, right? Because why would you be producing content if you don't know what people are searching for? This is one of the most important steps. And again, oftentimes people skip it, but understanding and doing keyword research to understand what your potential customers are searching for and targeting those exact same keywords. And another analogy I'll give you inside of this one is the iPhone repair shop. Let's say I own an iPhone repair shop. I want to get customers into my shop, right? I want, ideally, people that are searching on Google for where to repair my iPhone or how much to repair my iPhone. Not so much people searching for how to repair my iPhone. Why? Because these are what we call buyer intent keywords. People searching for where or how much, they're most likely more predisposed, to buy or come into my shop and have someone else fix their iPhone for them. While someone's searching for how to fix my iPhone, most likely they want to do it themselves, right? So yes, we can have our site with a bunch of blog posts detailing on how to fix an iPhone, but our goal is to get buyer intent people. So people searching for keywords that are buyer intent, so that are more predisposed to buy, right? Where? Someone searching for where most likely wants to find a place where someone else can fix their iPhone for them. Or how much? They want to understand the pricing, compare pricings, then go to a shop to fix it. Again, while someone's searching for how to repair one, most likely they want to do it themselves, right? So this is very important because you can spend a bunch of time targeting these people and it's going to be the wrong people, right? So that's why keyword research is so important. It's, again, the very first step you need to take in this journey for SEO, right? But then again, with a world without AI, you have to do the keyword research manually, right? Do it all manually, takes a long time. Then you, of course, have to start writing the post, right? And again, the posts need to be visual, right? We don't just want, like, if this is your post, we don't just want a wall of text, right? We want to make sure this is visual to hook people, right? We want to add images, right? We want to add videos. Maybe we want to add internal links to other posts you've written in the past, right? Links throughout the article. Maybe you want to add external links, so links linking out to authority sources in your niche. Maybe you want to add, of course, a table of contents so it's easier to read, right? So it's not that hard on the eyes. Tables, bullets, quotes, right? All these visual elements that help people not only read the article, the written piece with ease, but also it makes them so they're a bit more engaged in what they're doing, right? And so, again, sourcing the images, right? Where do you find the images to add to your article? Then you got to add them to the article. Same thing for videos, right? Going out right after writing the article, figuring out, okay, now I'm going to go on YouTube and try and find a relevant video that I can embed in the article. It takes a lot of time as well, right? Doing the linking, right? Okay, so I want to add links to my article, so I got to read through it and find the best place to add the links to, internal, external, right? All this takes so much time. You got to climb all these steps manually, right? Now, in a world with AI, with ChatGPT and other tools, right, you skip a bunch of these steps, right? With ChatGPT, you don't skip all of them, but I'll go over that after. But in a world with AI, you get to skip all the steps. Not skip in the sense that you don't have to do them, but you're leveraging AI tools to help you do these faster, right? Increase your output, right? Nowadays, you can essentially just, with AI, write all the content for you in a couple of seconds. It goes out, writes the article, then reads through it, goes on YouTube and finds, okay, in YouTube, what's the most relevant video I can add inside of this article, and it automatically adds it, right? It also reads through your article and figures out, okay, what other posts on his site can I link out to, right? With relevancy, right? Figures out what's the most relevant pages to link out to, all this automatically, right? And the good thing about AI is that it does all this for you, so you can focus on increasing the output, right? Maybe writing more articles, maybe focusing on other marketing channels, right? And the reality is that people that don't focus and don't leverage these AI tools are inevitably going to be left behind, right? That's just reality, right? And if you're not leveraging AI, you should. Of course, I'm a bit biased because I do own an AI writing tool, not just AI writing, but it also syndicates social media and publicates content automatically, does keyword research and all that. But my thing here is that if you don't leverage these new tools, this new technology, right, which is not just being leveraged in marketing, it's also being leveraged in the quote-unquote real world with robots and all that. If you don't leverage it, you're inevitably going to be left behind, because people leveraging it are going to be able to produce and increase their output so much more than yourself, right? Because you skip all the steps. While they're doing keyword research manually, they're using AI, right? While you're writing the content manually, they're using AI. While they're reading through the article and finding out what's the best place to add links, they're using AI, right? You get the point, right? And this is the very first thing I wanted to cover here on why AI SEO is the future. This analogy to show that you need to use AI, you need to leverage AI, and it is the future because everyone's going to use it, right? Not just in marketing, but also in the real world. And again, if you're not using it, you're going to be left behind, thus not being able to compete in the free market, right? So that's the very first thing I want to go in here and come out. I'll give this analogy often, but I think it's very, very important that I push it out again because it's super, super important, right? Next thing, I'm going to add some reference videos here, which will play after I'm done talking. It's that SEO is everywhere and it's not going anywhere, right? As long as people search and use search engines to search, it's not going anywhere, right? Whether people are searching on TikTok, right? Google, Bing, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Reddit, Amazon, Etsy, eBay, these are all search engines, right? Amazon is a huge search engine for products. TikTok is a huge search engine for short form content, right? Which tends to lead people to longer form on YouTube. Bing, Google are, of course, the written type of content search engines. Etsy, eBay, Amazon, all product search engines. Reddit, and Twitter as well, is sort of a people's search engine, right? When you search on there, you get more people opinion, right? And different searches, right? You might have different searches might apply to different search engines, right? Again, if you maybe want to buy a new TV, right? Maybe you might want to go on Twitter and Reddit, right? To see what people think about that TV, real people, right? Whether, for example, on Google and Bing, you might see more long-form sponsored articles, right? For example, you want to buy a dog, right? You might go on YouTube and TikTok to actually watch and learn and view in a visual way how the dog behaves in a video form. So again, different search engines, all these different search engines have different purposes. And people often say that SEO is going away because of AI, it's going to automate the process. Not really, right? Because again, as long as people use search engines to search for stuff and they're always going to use search engines, they're never going away. And I'm going to add the video right now, after I'm done talking right here, that talks about this in more depth, in more detail, because I think it's very, very important that I explain this concept further. And don't think that there's a point of me repeating what I said in the video, so I'm going to just play it now. And once I'm back, I'm going to go over this one right here. So play the video. So lately, I find myself asking, what is the future of SEO? And I've recorded a couple of videos on this, but I think it's important that I address it again. Because with the change in search engines and a bunch of these new platforms becoming the new wage for people to search for content, whether that's on TikTok, for example, nowadays, a lot of people search for video tutorials or recipes or how to tie a tie or anything, they search it on TikTok. Previously, they used to search it on YouTube, but then again, YouTube has these long form videos with intros and all that, and people just skipped to the interesting part. So let's give you an example. For example, how to tie a tie. Right? There's a bunch of videos on YouTube for this, but you click the video, there's a whole intro, there's a welcome to my video, this, whatever. People don't really care about that. People skip to the part that has the content they need. And oftentimes you find that in the pinned comment, someone else just wrote, don't waste your time, just click this timestamp, and you click it and it goes to the part of the video where the video shows exactly what you want to do, right? Now, because of that, because people are more and more impatient nowadays, platforms like TikTok that give you essentially what you need in seconds are becoming more popular, as search engines, right? And I talked about this before, right? You have TikTok as a search engine, right? You have Amazon as a search engine, YouTube, right? Instagram, all of these platforms have a little search bar, right? This is a magnifying glass. These are the new wave of search engines, right? Social search engines, right? And Google is trying to compete with those, right? Because, You gotta compete and gotta give the people what they want, right? Google tries to, on search, when you search for how to tie a tie or how to do X, they give you like little videos, right? Previously they used to pull them from TikTok, now they pull them from YouTube, the YouTube Shorts. So the landscape of how a search engine looks like, for example, Google, is not just like before, the little text, you click, you go to a blog, read the blog, it's boring, right? No longer that, right? It is much more, firstly, tailored to your own experience, tailored to your own experience, and it is much more engaging, right? You have videos here, right, with sliders. You might have a piece of a blog here. You might have different little images here, right? You know, you have the AI search engine of Google, which is something that we'll talk about later on, which I've talked about before, right? The ChatGPT, but for Google, right? So the landscape of how a search engine looks and it's utilized is changing, because also people have new needs, right? People no longer want to read that many blogs. People want to see engaging and get the content fast, whether it's through video, audio, whatever it is, right? So that's changing. That's partly why I wanted to make this video, right? And how, in my opinion, the future of SEO looks like is if you're doing SEO for a brand, right? If you're optimizing their website, their business for search, because let's not forget, SEO means search engine optimization, right? The engine where they're searching for, again, whether that's Amazon, where you're trying to make a product show up higher in the rankings, whether you do that by having the keywords in the listing, having properly optimized images, right? All these little things on the different search engines work differently. All these little changes you make, for example, on Amazon to get the listing to show up higher, you're optimizing for search, right? You're optimizing, optimize for search engine optimization, right? So what I see the future of SEO looking like is you no longer can just do SEO for Google, right? For the quote unquote main search engine, because there's a bunch of search engines, right? Google is no longer the only search engine out there. So just like, for example, if you're doing, if you have an agency, an ads agency, you might test Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Pinterest ads, Reddit ads, Twitter ads. You might, in my opinion, you need to, if you're on a SEO agency, a search engine agency, you might want to start to diversify the engines, right? The engines being TikTok, Amazon, YouTube, Instagram, Google, Bing. You might want to diversify the engines where you optimize for search, where you optimize the website for search, right? So that's where I see the future going, right? So again, if you have an SEO agency, there's a lot of untapped markets here, right? TikTok is, search algorithm is still very manipulative. There's people just doing optimizations for that. I mean, there's a whole world. I don't know much about how you would game, because that's what SEO is, kind of game the TikTok algorithm in order to show up on search. But for example, Amazon, which has been around for a little while, people already have found ways to optimize their listings to show up higher via search. YouTube as well. If you search for how to make a Wikipedia page, there's a video on this channel that shows up first, right? So I managed to optimize it for search like that with the keywords, thumbnail, all that. That's I guess I'll record a video on that for another time. Sorry. I do have a course coming out, an SEO course coming out, where I do teach how to do a YouTube SEO. But all this to say again that if you have an SEO agency, if you're doing SEO, don't just go to the old Google, right? Just like you don't just do Bing, or maybe some people don't even do Bing. Don't just do Google. You got to do every single one, because you got to capture all the people. Because people nowadays are all scattered around the internet, right? There are TikTok, Instagram, Amazon, Pinterest, whatever it is. They're all over the place, right? And if you're just relying on one search engine, you're not going to be maximizing the markets, or not going to be capturing all the people that come into your funnel, right? Hopefully this makes sense. Let me know if you agree. Okay, so hopefully that was invaluable, and let's move on to the second one, which is written SEO in specific. Because I mentioned YouTube, TikTok, this is video SEO. This is more of written type, but this is like product SEO. But written SEO, right, which is the one that you see on Google and Bing, right, isn't going away. Why? Because people will not stop reading, right? Even though people consume more video content, right? Even though TikTok, YouTube, all these more visual platforms as search engines are more popular, people will never stop consuming written content, right? People will never stop reading, right? So that's essentially the whole basis of this, right? Written SEO isn't going away. That's why you shouldn't neglect your blog, right? If you have a blog on your site, you shouldn't be neglecting it, sorry. It's now more than ever the right time to double down on written content to capture the demand for markets that are not being satisfied. While your competitors might be focusing on all these other platforms, right? Video, audio, SEO, whatever. it's time to double down on written SEO, because again, people will not stop reading. I can assure you that. I mean, I cannot predict the future, but it's pretty obvious that people will not stop reading. And again, as long as they don't stop reading, as long as they use search engines, written form SEO, right, on blog posts will go away. So I'm going to play another video that I recorded a while back, which goes in a bit more detail into this topic right here. Again, I think it's very important that you watch it. So watch it all the way through, and we'll be back in just a second once that is done. Play the video. Throughout the years, people have been saying that SEO is going to go away, and more recently that written SEO is going away. And here's why written SEO isn't going away anytime soon. And the short answer is because people will never stop reading, right? You will never stop reading. And the argument against this is that TikTok is becoming more powerful, and you can just search on TikTok, right? And there's a bunch of videos. Instead of search results from blog posts, a bunch of videos answering the question you put here in the search bar. Because as you know, and I recorded a video solely on this, search engines are everywhere. From Amazon to TikTok to YouTube to Google to Bing, right? Search engines are everywhere, even on Instagram, right? Search engines and optimizing for search engines, SEO isn't just about Google anymore. Google or Bing, right? It's about social search engines, Twitter, and the most prominent one being TikTok, because people are consuming more and more video content. And again, instead of you typing on Google how to tie a tie and go through an old blog post article that you have to read to understand how it's done, you just go on TikTok, go on YouTube, and there's a video of a guy doing it in front of you and explaining how it's done, right? Visual content, right? And that's the argument. A lot of people say that SEO is going away because people are using TikTok as a search engine, right? And it works for restaurants, it works for everything, it works for essentially anything, right? People on Instagram used to, or Google says actually that, and if I find the source, I'll link it down below. People more and more are using Instagram and TikTok to find places to eat, because on these social platforms, attached to a result or attached to, let's say you type in restaurants in whatever, these results are attached and have pictures, videos from other people that went there. So you can look and see multiple experiences from different people on these certain places. That's also why a lot of people on their Google searches type something and then Reddit after, right? Because people want to see, when you're searching for something, depending on a search, right, you want to see what other people say about it, or the other people's opinions, right? That's why a lot of people append Reddit or Quora at the end of their searches, right? It makes perfect sense, because you want to listen and hear what other people are thinking about this subject, right? That's again why a lot of people search for restaurants and other stuff on TikTok, because again, it is a social platform, right? However, and even though a lot of people are searching on TikTok, YouTube, and all that, and consume the video content based on what they want to know or learn or watch, written SEO, which is essentially searching, whether that's TikTok, YouTube, even if you search on TikTok, maybe in the future there's going to be a written article here. Sorry, and Google is even doing a partnership with TikTok. You might have seen this before. Google is introducing a little search bar here in all of the videos. They're testing it out in some accounts. When you type in, for example, Elon Musk here, there's a bunch of videos talking about Elon Musk, and then there's here search on Google, right? So they're integrating actual search, Google search in TikTok. But that's, I guess, a video for another time. My point here is that, yes, even though people are searching on TikTok, YouTube, all that, Instagram, as long as we humans read, right, which is never going to end, written SEO is still not going away, right? Because if TikTok, let's say TikTok kills Google, right? People are still going to want to read stuff, news, articles, whatever it is. So maybe TikTok has a section where you can choose video content, written content, audio content or maybe it recommends you the most, the type of content that makes more sense according to your search, right? Let's say you search for topic A. It might recommend you video, might recommend you audio, might recommend you written content, right? Depending on where you are. For example, let's say you're in a car, maybe it's recommending you audio. Let's say you're sitting down, maybe it recommends you written content, sorry. It will depend, right? Nobody really knows this. However, the one thing I know is that people will never stop reading, right? So there's always going to be people to read whatever you wrote, right? And if people want to read, and as long as search engines are still around, which in my opinion, search engines aren't going anywhere anytime soon, because we as humans want to search for stuff, and whether the search engine is TikTok, Amazon, YouTube, a new platform that's born tomorrow, people are still going to search for stuff, and people are still going to read forever, right? So written SEO isn't going away anytime soon. Now, should you be focusing on written SEO and maybe some video SEO or maybe some voice search SEO? Yes, you got to diversify, right? You got to diversify because people nowadays don't just read newspapers.
right? They don't just read content, they consume it, right? They consume video, audio, all this. So you got to be everywhere. And I got a video solely about this, about why you should be tackling every search engine, not just Google and Bing, the traditional ones, but also these social search engines. I'll link it down below. But my point here is that written SEO isn't going away anytime soon because of two simple factors, right? The first one, people are never going to stop reading. And if you think so for any second, it's not a very smart thought. Sorry, because you're never going to stop reading. That's the actual truth. You're never going to stop reading. So people are still going to want to position their stuff that they wrote in front of you. And as long as there are search engines around, which is my second point, which will never go away, written SEO isn't going away anytime soon. That's it. That's the video. A bit of a quick one, but I did want to mention this. Let me know your thoughts down below. I would really like to hear what you guys think. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.
Right, so hopefully that was insightful, and I want to move on to the second part of this tutorial, which is, or 1.1, is AI content good or bad for SEO? And oftentimes people ask this, right? Should we be using AI, right? It's a bit weird. I mean, robots writing the text. Does Google really penalize this type of content? Is it good? Is it bad? And the reality is that as long as it's valuable, and I know it sounds super cliche, but as long as it's valuable to the users, Google doesn't really care who or writes the content, right? Whether that's a robot or a human or a dog, right? Google doesn't care what thing is writing the content as long as you can satisfy the user's search intent, right? If you can give content to the user, whether that's, again, video, whether that's audio, whether that's written, right? If you can satisfy the user's search intent via any type of content, right? Google or any other search engine will not penalize you, right? It's super important, right? If someone's searching for how to tie a tie, and you can provide the best piece of media, video, written, whatever, for example, in the how to tie a tie would be, of course, maybe a video content, because you need to, it makes sense that some types of searches require more visual type of content. But if you're able to produce the best video and optimize it so it ranks on YouTube or TikTok, Google will give that video away to people. Again, it doesn't matter if you're you creating or a robot tying the tie and a robot editing the video, it doesn't really matter, right? As long as it provides and satisfies the user's search intent, it's going to be put out there. And this applies to any type of search, right? Any type of thing, any type of content you produce. And we have real life examples, right? We have real life examples of this. Sorry, I'll be going over a couple of them in this course. But again, the reality is that just focus on this. It doesn't really matter who or what writes the content as long as it satisfies the user search intent. How do you satisfy the search intent? It, of course, needs to be quality content, right? It cannot just be some generic ChatGPT type of content, right? Because, Lord, listen, if everyone has access to ChatGPT, the barrier, right, to entry is going to be much lower. So the barrier to enter, I guess, the high quality content that satisfies the real user search intent is going to be much higher, right? It's going to require much more. Because again, if everyone is able to produce content, right, quality content, right, the line is going to be pushed much away further because it's going to be harder to distinguish yourself and to produce high quality content, right? Now, I'm going to link here a video which is a real example of people leveraging AI for their content creation. Now, granted, in some people still do and still use what is called a human touch, right? Because again, yes, you can produce content with ChatGPT and all that, but it's important in some cases, in some industries, that you give out some human touch, right? For example, if you're writing a medical article, it's important that, yeah, you can write the outline using AI, but it is important, and Google says this, that if you're a doctor, right, have it be written by AI, list it there, have it be proofread by a doctor, right, and edited by some other doctor, right, with personal experiences, or images from your findings. For example, let's say you have a brain tumor, right, images from actual brain scans that you as a doctor, I'm being very specific, I know, right, but you as a doctor took those pictures with your own analysis written by you as a human, right, all these human touch, what we call human touch, it isn't Google's ranking factor, so it is a ranking factor, the human touch, and I'll go over in the video that you see in a second here what this human touch is, right? It's the images, it's the links, it's the way we write stuff, it's something that you need to be aware of, so that's why I want to link this video here. But again, I'll give you a real example of businesses that are leveraging AI to increase the output at which they produce content, right, while still adding the human touch for both satisfying the user search intent and satisfying the search engine. So again, I'm going to play that video now and we'll move on once that's done.
Right, so last week I made a video on Bankrate and how they're leveraging AI to write all their content. This is all AI written. Of course, it is edited and sometimes proofread by a human, but Bankrate here, written by Bankrate. This is their AI bot, that writes all this content that you can see right here. All this is AI written, and like I said, however, it is proofread or reviewed or edited by 2 humans, right? Because long gone are the days that you can just go to ChatGPT, tell them to write an article, and then just post the article on your page and rank it. No, that's no longer possible. I mean, in some niches it is still possible, but it will soon end, right? And I recorded this video, and my goal with it was to show you that it is possible to leverage AI tools like Journalist, for example, and have it generate content briefs and actual content, post it to your site, and then proofread it or edit it by human, making sure that you do, of course, leverage the human power and human effort in your articles to make them rank. Because Google, at the end of the day, they don't really care who writes the article or what writes the article, as long as it is valuable to its user. So this being AI written, as long as it is valuable, Google doesn't really mind. And a way of adding value to the article is with human effort, right? And that's done via editing it or reviewing it by 2 humans, or adding a human opinion piece down here. I recorded a video solely on this human factor, which is a ranked factor by Google. I have a video solely on this, and if you want to learn how to add human factors to your articles, you can watch that video. I'll leave it in the description. Now, what I do want to go over today is how you can add yet more trust factors, whether you're using AI tools to write the content or you're writing it all via humans. Here's some things that NerdWallet, a blog in the finance niche worth millions, is doing to add more trust to their brand, which then conveys trust to the users that visit the brand and to Google. Google sees, okay, these guys are hyper transparent and they are the go-to for finance related articles. And in this case, it is an article on the best business credit cards for July, right? Now, what are these trust factors that they're implementing? First things first is the advertiser disclosure, right? They're being upfront with it. They do have yet here, because this is an affiliate article, essentially. All these links right here are affiliate links, and if someone clicks and applies to the card, NerdWallet gets cut. So they disclose the advertiser here. Then down here, before I go over this too, this little box says, many of the products featured here are from our partners who compensate us, right? So they're being transparent up front, saying that some of these, or maybe even all, are paying them to be on here, right? Then, third thing is the author box. Now, this is a must nowadays. A lot of people don't even bother with this, but this is a must, right? Either if you're doing local SEO for your SaaS, on a blog post, you need to put who wrote the blog, right? By who? In this case, Kelsey. Now, they go an extra step further, which is when it was last updated, right? Google likes fresh content. Your content needs to be fresh and up to date. Otherwise, it's going to get buried, right? So that's why oftentimes people think, oh, I just posted a blog post and then it's just gone. It just stays there forever. No. If you invested the resources and money and time into writing and publishing a blog post, even if you leverage AI tools, you need to go out and refresh it, right? Update it, right? Because you've put all this time in, might as well make it up to date. Now, then, edited by who? Ryan Lane. Now, who's Ryan Lane? I'm sure that if we click here, Ryan Lane has a whole profile. You can even do it. Has a whole profile saying who he is, why is he qualified for the job. Ryan Lane is an editor for the small business team at NerdWallet, Authority on Student Loans. So it's here, this authority, what he does essentially, and who he is and why he's qualified to edit this article. And then Kelsey, I'm sure as well, who she is, a personal finance expert. So essentially who she is, why she's qualified to write this article with her socials right here. So when you're writing an article nowadays, you don't want to just write an article and then forget about it. You want to go over who wrote it, right? Who wrote the article? Kelsey, right? Who is she, right? Who's Kelsey? Why is she qualified? A bio. Where can we find more about her qualifications? Does she have any papers published? Does she have a LinkedIn, a Twitter, an email? All these little things convey trust both to Google and to people going on and reading these articles, right? Because just imagine if you didn't have this here, right? You go over, who wrote this? Why would I trust this, right? Why would I trust this random business to tell me what's the best credit cards are for July? Now, this ties in with the second thing here, which is this little thing right here. Why can you trust NerdWallet, right? Another trust factor right here. All of our picks for the best business cards are chosen by our editorial team, who follows strict editorial guidelines. Now, this is a link here to their editorial guidelines, right? Why? And shows you the vision, their mission. Even though, of course, you know that they're being paid because it says right here, and it says right here. Even though you know that, it is good to know as well that even though they're getting paid to push out this information, they do stand by a vision and a mission. This whole transparency does benefit both their brand and their rankings a lot, right? So again, long gone are the days where you can just first post an article and forget about it. Second, not add who wrote it, not add all these little trust factors, and then just posting it with AI. If you're leveraging any AI tool, make sure that you add it, who edited it, who reviewed it, right? Even if you don't want to edit the article that the AI tool pumped out, for example, if you're using journalist, even if you don't want to edit it, you can't, you don't need to, right? Make sure to add who reviewed it, reviewed by a human, and make sure that the human has some credentials, who they are, why they're qualified for it, more about them, their sources, all that, because this goes a long way. And these articles, by the way, are ranking, right? They're articles written by Bankrate's AI bot, which maybe using a ChatGPT's API, I don't know, are ranking. Some of them are ranking, getting in traffic for their blog, right? So pretty valuable here. So
hopefully that was valuable. And again, the whole goal was to show that you cannot just write AI. I mean, you can write AI content, but depending on the industry, depending on the niche, it might be a good idea to add your human touch, right? For example, the medical industry, again, it's quite important that you add your human touch, right? Now, another one. I'd like to compare the AI content and spun content. Sorry, I'd like to compare AI content with spun and duplicate content. Right? This is very important because back in the day, people started realizing that they could increase the output at which they produced content on Google and rank for a bunch of terms using spun content, using a bit softwares that essentially changed the words, added synonyms and all that to produce different content. That wasn't really different, just what's called spun content, right? It wasn't really different, just it wasn't adding anything to the world, right? It wasn't adding anything to the search engine. It was only polluting it with more of the same content, right? And duplicate content as well, right? If I write an article about something and you take the article and post it on your site, it's not really adding anything to the internet, right? It's just building up noise and clutter. So Google penalizes spun content and duplicate content. And oftentimes people think that Google will penalize AI content because it's also clutter to the internet. There's nuance to that, right? The answer is not necessarily. And again, in the video I'm going to play right now, you understand why and how in specific AI content differs from spun and duplicate content in the way that these are bad, right? And AI content can be bad, right? But it's not necessarily bad, right? AI content can be good and bad, but these two are just bad. Spun and duplicate are just bad. AI content, depending on how you leverage these AI tools, can be good. And if you do things bad, it will be bad, okay? But I'm gonna play the video right now so you can hopefully understand exactly what I mean by this. So play the video. So the world of SEO is getting inundated by AI content and AI content writing tools. And in this video, I just want to give my take on what I predict is going to be the future for AI content and what I think on if you should be using and leveraging AI tools for content writing, or not. So it's going to take me about 10 minutes to explain my point. If you're interested in hearing what I have to say, go ahead. If not, I have a couple more interesting videos on my channel solely about SEO, which they're all here, about case studies on SEO and a bunch of cool stuff, I think. So yeah, let me just break down what I think is my take on this. So the reality is the internet is going to be flooded soon. It already is flooded with, low quality, non-valuable content. That's always been the case with spun content, right? Spun content has been an issue, or always has been an issue for Google, right? And what it used to do is essentially not give relevance to spun content, right? Or duplicate content as well. You can put them in the same bracket here, right? Duplicate and spun content. Google would penalize websites that rely heavily on this, right? Because first things first, it is low quality content, right? Nobody wants to read content that's duplicated over and over again. It's not valuable, right? If there's already a site talking about X, it is very, very valuable. Why would Google value a site that talks about X, but this X is just stolen, copy and pasted from there to here, right? This site has no value, right? They're not adding any value to the internet, to Google, right? So Google wouldn't show it. Makes perfect sense, sorry. And spun content overall is just the exact same concept, but instead of just copying and pasting it, you copy it, do a little spinning, whatever it is, just change it a bit, do some synonyms, and just paste it on your site, right? This is low quality content. And now the question is, does AI content fit into this category? And my opinion is no. However, there's a caveat, right? With anything, there's a caveat, right? Google, first of all, has come out and said that AI, they don't really care who or what wrote the content as long as it is valuable to its users, right? In this case right here, duplicate and spun content aren't valuable to the users, right? This type of content is bad. Now with AI, the thing is different, right? Because AI models have access to all the information in the world and can write different topics about different things with their own take on it, right? And as long as it is valuable to their users, there's no issue with it, right? And Google has been coming out with this new search engine of them, and there's this whole new AI search engine coming out, which, in my opinion, are going to wipe out most of the informational-based content, but that's a video for another time. However, they're leveraging AI content, and Google is showing AI content in their results. And there are businesses leveraging AI content. I think I have videos on this. Businesses leveraging AI content to rank on Google, right? I think it's this one right here where I mentioned this business right here, Bankrate. They're leveraging AI content to rank on Google, and it's working, right? Because it is high quality content. Now, the caveat here, the big caveat is just like you cannot copy paste or copy and spun and paste with AI content. You cannot simply get away with just having it being written on ChatGPT and pasted on your site. I mean, it will work a bit better than these two, right? To some extent, because it is unique content, right? But it's not that valuable, right? And everyone has access to it. Anyone can go on ChatGPT and click create an article and post it on their site, right? And AI content does rank, so leveraging AI tools to this extent does work, still works, and it will continue on working for a couple more years, in my opinion. However, because it's so easy to do, just pressing a button and having it generated, the barrier to entry is so low. So how can you leverage AI content writing tools to actually benefit and be one step ahead of the people that are just clicking to generate, right? One thing that is adding human effort to it. And it's something I talk about in this video right here. These two, the human effort, which is something that's, as you can see here, this image right here, is in Google's quality content guidelines, right? They talk about this, adding the human effect, the human effort to it. And this one too, I guess I called it secret ranking score, right? But it's super valuable, right? And what it is essentially is adding a opinion piece. They say this is the article right here. AI, all this is AI, right? AI content. Adding an opinion piece down here, humanly written, right? This is humanly written down here, right? Adding a author box, right? Who wrote this? Was it the AI? Yes, the AI can be the writer, right? Then another box here, who was the proofreader? Let's say Michael, right? And then another box right here, who was the fact checker? Let's do Samantha, right? This tells Google that yes, this article is AI generated, but there was a proofreading, there was a fact checking by two humans. There's in this author box with links to their socials, right? To their LinkedIn, to their platforms where they're able to prove that yeah, these people know about. Let's say this is a subject about health. These two guys, Samantha and Michael, are health professionals, health writers. They've been in the industry for over 20 years. They know what they're talking about, right? And so Google will see that, okay, this is AI generated. However, it has a human touch to it. It has these two industry professionals that proofread, fact check the article. I can see that they're linking here to their sources, how many papers they published, whatever, the papers they published, on the subject matter, all that, right? Gives it an extra authority, right? Like the EEAT, I'm going to write right now, all comes into play here as well as the human effort. For example, having an opinion piece right here, saying, written by humans, saying, listen, this is my opinion based on this subject, based on my tests, this is what I think, whatever, all this adds up. And I won't bore you too much more with this, but watch this video and this one. I dive a bit deeper into the what and the why on human effort in AI content, right? And this applies to any type of content. Audio content, video content, this is always going to apply. The human effort is always going to apply. So my verdict here, my thinking is, and I'm a bit biased, of course, because I do own a content generation tool, is that yes, you can work with AI content. It can be essentially your helper, right? AI content writing tools are essentially a helper, right? If you're not using AI tools right now, you're going to be left behind because your competitors, and this is happening right now, are using AI tools to help them out, coming with content briefs, for example, coming with certain pieces of an article, which then the human adds to them, right? You can even add your own pictures, right? Instead of using AI generated images or Google images, you just add your own that you took. That's yet
another factor that comes into the human effort, right? But again, I talk about this in the other video. My point here is that yes, you should and you can leverage AI tools like this one. I'm not trying to promote it too much. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to try it out. You can try it for free. But the thing here is you gotta leverage this tool, right? You gotta take advantage. Don't be left behind on the AI train. Everyone's doing it. It's working, and it is going to be the future. Leveraging these robots, let's call them robots. The journalist here is a robot, right? This is a robot that helps you out in your journey to the top. Instead of starting down here, right, with no idea what you're going to write about, no brief of the content, no anything generated, right? You start from up here, right? So your competition is starting from down here. You're starting from up here, and a lot of your competitors most likely are also starting from here nowadays, because this is going to be the new floor, right? These people right here that don't leverage AI tools are going to get wiped out, right? That's just reality. That's what I think. That's what I've been seeing throughout the industry. Big brands already using AI and leveraging AI, not just copy and pasting the AI content, but taking it and adding a bit to it, right? That's what I see with it. That's my opinion. That's my take based on what I see. Hopefully you share the vision. And if you want to try it out for free, I mean, you can 100% try this out for free. Just click here, get free 5 articles as images, as a bunch of cool stuff. So yeah, that's basically it. Thank you so much for watching. That's my opinion piece for the week. And if you like this video, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers. Right, so hopefully that was valuable. Let's move on to the second step here. So these two are done, which is how do you actually leverage AI for your SEO, right? How do you actually leverage AI tools in the AI mindset to search engine optimization? So first thing is an AI tool, right? There's a bunch of them out there, right? And as I said before, AI, right? AI as a whole, as a technology, it can be used in any industry in the world, right? Tangible, like robots, for example, robots on Amazon packaging orders, or not tangible, right? As SEO and marketing, right? So just keep that mindset in your head, right? Well, think about AI, right, as a tool, right? It's supposed to be a wrench, right? Think about AI as a tool, right? A tool, for example, you can build a table, right? And you can screw the screws with your hand, right? But it's hard, it hurts, it takes a lot of time, right? Or you can use a wrench, right? Which essentially makes it so you can screw more screws in less time, but it hurts less and you can do it faster, right? Essentially, you're leveraging a tool to build your table faster. And AI is the same thing. You're leveraging the AI technology, right, to increase the output of your SEO efforts. SEO, it could be robots, right, increasing the output of, because humans need to sleep, right? And if you're working at Amazon, you need to sleep 8 hours a day at least, right? And people don't work 16 hours a day. But robots, can work 24 hours a day, so they can be more productive. So think about AI as a tool which you can leverage to increase your output, right? Think about it as a tool, right? And if you shift your mindset, from thinking that AI is going to, this is bad thing, is going to doom us all. No, shift it to, okay, AI is a tool. AI is a tool that I can leverage to increase my output, okay? That's the biggest thing. And I do want to, of course, send you a video here, which I'm going to play in a second right here, about how SEO looks like in 2024. And it goes deeper into this tool analogy. And again, I think it's important that I play these videos because I think the best way to understand these concepts is when I actually dive deep into them. Because yeah, I just told you the whole concept, right? Tool, whatever. But yeah, it's stuck with you. Maybe you forget tomorrow, right? Again, I want to play a video where I go a bit more in depth into this so you can understand exactly what I mean by this tool analogy and what my prediction is. And it's not so much of a prediction right now, it's what we're seeing at the moment, is SEO moving forward in the 2024, which is the AI age. So I'm going to play a video now and we'll be back in a second. Hey, what's up? I've talked about this in the past, but I really want to hammer it home, right? Take a look at these little steps right here, right? You do SEO, this is a channel about SEO, right? Let's say up here in the final step of the stair is your end goal. Either making money or ranking #1, but ranking your site #1, whether that's a local site, an affiliate site, your e-com site, wherever it is, right? The goal should be always to make money, right? Because if you want to rank #1, it's most likely because you want to make money, right? The steps to ranking your site #1 are extensive, right? SEO is an extensive and a process that takes a long time. If you run ads, of course, you'll be in this position in a couple of seconds, but then you got to figure out if the ROI is there, right? If your cost for acquiring a customer is less than the money that customer will make you throughout his lifetime, right? And again, to reach the top, you got to figure out, this is going to be just some broad overview of this, right? Figure out your brand, figure out the keywords you want to rank for, figuring out the blog posts, get the images, get the links, there's a lot of steps you need to take on to reach number one. And that's not even certain if you're going to make it, right? Because depending on the niche, niches are highly competitive, right? So it's hard to get to that number one position. And you got to build links. There's so much on this channel, on this YouTube channel. You get like 200 videos and there's like 5 hour local SEO course, a 2-hour programmatic SEO course, another 2-hour A to Z SEO course where I break down every single step, right? Every single one of these steps, and there are more, right? Every single one of these steps that you should take, or that I took to rank my sites number one, that should help you out a lot, right? And the reality is that things are changing, right? Google is changing, and the way humans are communicating and searching for things online are changing. And you probably might have noticed where this is going, right? I'm going to talk about AI, right? And people don't often like to talk about AI because they think that AI is not going to change. AI is going to change things, and it's changing how things work. If you watch my past 3 videos, they don't have many views, but they're quite important because people and the way we consume information is changing, right? And the reality is that AI content is here to stay, right? Because at the end of the day, if your AI content is valuable to a user's search intent, Google is going to give people that content, right? It's a matter of, is the content valuable? It's not a matter of who or what wrote it, right? If the content is valuable enough for a user's search, right? If they search for something and you're able to give them content, whether that's AI or not, Google will value that. Whether that's video, whether that's audio, whether that's a block of text, Google is still going to value that. And a lot of people think, and I talked about this in a previous video, a lot of people think that written SEO, right, writing blog posts and having blog posts rank is going to go away because people search on TikTok, search on YouTube, and consume video content. Even though video content is heavily consumed and people consume more and more video content, the reality is that written content is never going to go away, right? People will still read stuff, right? Don't think for a second that because TikTok is immensely popular, because Google has been doing a partnership with TikTok, and I can talk about this more later on, don't think that because people are consuming a lot of video content that written is going away. People are never going to stop reading, right? And if people are never going to stop reading, people are never going to stop writing, right? And if people write, users need to be able to find what those people wrote, right? And that's why search engines like Google, Bing, and etc. still have on their search results written SEO, written content, right? Of course, for some search results, there's only video, right? Because how to tie a tie. You don't want to read a blog post on how to tie a tie. You want to watch a video, right? Because they'll show you exactly how to do it, right? Or how high is the Eiffel Tower, right? There's no need for a super detailed blog post on how high is the Eiffel Tower. They just give you the answer right off the bat, right? Or a calculator, right? All these, they call them number 0 searches, the things that appear up top, right? Essentially on a box on Google, are and have been stealing traffic away from sites for ages now, right? But still, there are niches and there are keywords and topics that you still need, and you're always going to need blog posts or written content to it. And again, that's why written SEO is never going away, right? Even though video SEO is very popular or video consumption is very popular, written stuff is never going to go away, right? That's the first part of this video. And now that we have AI, the reality is that if you leverage AI tools to help you produce written content, and again, AI tools apply to video content. For example, there's AI tools that allow you to translate your voice, and now I'm talking in English, that allow you to translate to Portuguese, Spanish, Indian, and spread out my content to all these markets with AI. So AI is very powerful, right? Again, with video, and I'm going to try and rank this video on YouTube, let's say, right? I would use AI to translate this video to Portuguese to rank it on the Portuguese version of YouTube, right? So that's a way of leveraging AI for video SEO. And you can do the same for written SEO, and you should, right? Because if you're not doing it, the competition will. That's just the reality, right? And I have a couple of case studies here of actual notable businesses using AI written posts, of course, human proofread and human edited, to rank them on Google, right? Because again, if the content is valuable for the user's search intent, Google is going to show it, right? Of course, ChatGPT content is not really going to rank, right? Because it doesn't tend to be very valuable. Of course, in niches that are less popular and maybe in niches that don't have enough content or good enough content written by humans, maybe AI content can win. And maybe in international markets, maybe in the Portuguese market or Spanish, Turkish, all these other international language markets, AI content might have a better chance to succeed and rank because there's not enough supply for the demand that is out there, if that makes sense, right? And so, with that being said, if you're not leveraging AI, again, you're gonna get left behind because your competitors are are using AI, right? And AI is just literally a tool. Let's say this is a tool, right? AI is a tool, right? AI is a tool that allows you to go further, faster, right? All these steps that you previously used to do manually, now you can skip ahead with AI. Of course, again, AI is not going to rank you first in most times, but it can get you all the way up here, right? This is just an analogy, right? Why? Because with AI, you can just have a blog post up, right? Have the AI get the featured image, have the AI write the content, have the AI figure out the best place to put internal links to other blog posts of yours, right? Have the AI find better place to post external links to authoritative sources, right? Get in-article images, get videos, all this that you've previously had to do manually or hire someone to do for you. Now you get AI, this tool, to do it for you. It won't get you up here, right? So a mess right now, but it'll give you an advantage over all these people that are doing it manually, right? People that are trying to figure out what to write about, what other articles they've written in the past that they should interlink to, maybe what links they should external link to, what videos they should include in the articles, what images they should include in the articles, figuring out which images, saving them to their desktop, putting them on the article. All this takes so much time and effort, right? And if you have a tool like AI that we have right now at the moment, you should leverage it. Think about AI as a tool, right? As a tool you can, like for example, as this wrench, right, which you can take and leverage, right? If you know how to use it, you can go far, right? If you don't, it's going to be hard.
Right, so hopefully that was valuable. I want to move on to the third part here, which is how to leverage AI for SEO in a practical way, because we should talk about theoreticals, but I want to go deep in how to leverage AI for SEO. So I'm of course going to use a tool that I've created. Full disclosure, this is my tool. I own this tool, but it is the best tool in the market. Again, I'm biased, but you can try them all, and I can assure you, you will be back to this one because it is the best at what we do. So using journalist AI to leverage SEO offers so you can increase speed, efficiency, and output, right? And before I go into the tool, I'm going to tell you what this is, right? This AI, and we can even forget the name, right? What this AI does is allow you to take your sites. This is your site right here, right? The AI, right? This is the AI. Sorry, that's AI. The AI, right, will connect to your site, right? And it will do the keyword research for you automatically. It will do the blog post content generation. It will automatically post your site every single day, hour, week, month, whatever, and will automatically index the content in Google. And I'm going to go over each one of these in just a second here. After that, after the content is on your site, fully optimized, right, it will automatically syndicate the content to your social media platforms. Your LinkedIn, your Facebook, right, your Twitter, right? We're adding more, like it could be Pinterest as well. So it does this, we've created a machine, right? The whole goal again about AI, remember the tool analogy, is to give you a tool, right? A wrench, a tool to automate the processes, right? And this AI, once it's connected to your site, does all of this, right? Auto keyword research, auto content generation. The content, I'll show you how it looks like. If we take a look at this, it's a blog post. All the content is, before, not just a wall of text, it is visual, right? It is content that's engaging, right? It has a featured image. It has a table of contents. It has proper content structuring, so it's not hard on the eyes. It has in-article images that are relevant, to what the content is about. In-article videos that are relevant to what the content is about, right? It has internal links linking out to your homepage, for example, linking out to your contacts page, linking out, for example, to other blog posts of yours that are relevant to what this is about, right? We're not just going to link out to a random blog post. If this paragraph talks about cats, we'll link out to a blog post of yours that talks about cats, which none of this is random, right? Bullets, tables, quotes, so all these are feature-rich articles, right? These are all, of course, going to be posted to your site automatically, right? And also indexed in Google, and of course, then synced or syndicated to social media, right? That's the power of this AI, right? And so again, I want to show you in a practical way how it works. Now, if you just go to tryjournalist.com, I'm going to just log into my dashboard right here, right? This is the tool, this is the software. There's also a free trial, so don't worry. And I want to go over real quick on how this works. I won't do like a huge demo of the software, but I think it's important that I show you how you can actually leverage these tools in a practical way. So again, going to tryjournalist.com, there's all these tabs, right? So first things first is the generate articles tab, right? As you can see, there's a lot of stuff here, right? A lot of these things. But the reality is that the better your input is into the AI, the better the output is, right? So that's why we ask for all this stuff, because if the input is bad, the output is going to be worse, right? So the input here is simple, right? In your articles that you want to produce, do you want videos in the articles? Yes, I do, right? Do you want images in the articles? You can choose stock photos, Google Images, your own images, or AI-based images. If you do choose AI images, you can even select the prompt to make them look realistic, illustrative, black and white. You can play around with this. You can enable and disable the featured images, as I showed you before. In article images, you want to enable this because again, it makes the article more rich. Internal and external link, this is where you automate your linking, right? This is where you can essentially automate the external linking just by enabling this. There's some advanced options here, which I won't go over right now. But if you want, just comment down below and I'll go over them. Internal linking, you just add your sitemap here, right? Real quick. I can just do this one right here, for example. Let me just do this one. I'll show you. Test and preview, right? It's going to be previewing and showing me all the links on my site, right? And then once the AI is producing content, it's going to sprinkle in links in the articles in a way that makes sense, linking out to some of these pages, right? So that's how you automate internal linking. You can even play around with the link density. Again, I won't dive too deep in how to use this tool because it's quite self-explanatory. I don't want to make this video super long, right? Structure, right? You can even add calls to action to your articles. You can enable, disable all these sections, key takeaways, conclusion, FAQs. You can automate your headings or you can write them yourself. You want a bit more control. You can select the length of the article as well. Moreover, formatting, you can enable and disable bold words, tables, quotes. Again, we give you the possibility to play around with all these things so that you have the most control over the input so that the output of the AI is the best it can be. You can connect this to the web, right? You can even connect a brand, which is a pretty powerful feature. A brand, essentially what a brand is, right? A brand is out of assets, right? An asset is your website, could be your LinkedIn page, could be your YouTube channel, could be your Facebook, could be some audio or text documents you upload here. And all these, right, these are all brand assets. And what you're doing once you're connecting a brand with Journalist AI is the AI now knows as much as you do, you being the owner and founder of the brand, as you, right? So it's able to produce non-generic, brand-tailored content, non-AI generic, so brand-tailored content with your own brand's tone of voice, your brand's mannerisms, your brand's images. So it's a pretty powerful feature here that you're able to produce, again, brand-tailored content that speaks in your brand's tone of voice. That's non-generic. Very, very powerful here. Then you can, of course, select the language. You can select over 150 different languages if you're producing content to the international markets. Is quite valuable. There's oftentimes people with Shopify stores that sell for the whole Europe, right? Multiple countries in Europe, of course, speak different languages. So they have blogs, right? A blog for the Shopify in Portuguese, and one in Spanish, one in Italian, right? So it's quite powerful. You can even select the target country, the creativity levels, right? You can play around with this, tone of voice, point of view, right? And then up here you select the generation mode, keyword-based, style-based, or based on a keyword monitor, which I'll show you in a second how it works. But this is the whole generation, right? You can even save this as a preset so you don't have to do it all the time, right? But then once you have this saved as a preset, and I have a bunch here, for example, I can load my preset for my plastic surgery niche, right? If I load this, right? If I load this right here, which isn't working right now, oh, actually it is, right? It has all the things put in, right? I have the context here, language English, target country, United States, creativity, I put it all the way to the left, so it's correct and factual, tone of voice formal, first person. So I enable all this, so it has my internal links for my site. So all this here, it's my preset, right? It's preset for this specific niche for this brand, right? What you can do is you can go here to autoblogs, right? This is what I mentioned before. You can create an autoblog. What it does is you're connecting Journalist AI with your site, right? And you can choose how many articles you want to be produced and published every month, weekday, 12 or 6 hours. So if I do here this, right, every week, 5 articles will be posted to my site every single, so Monday through Friday, 1 article per day will be posted to my site. And again, all these articles, I won't do this again, but if we expand on this, all of them will have a featured image, a table of contents, in-article images, in-article videos, bullets, tables, quotes, internal links, external links. So these articles will link between each other, of course, in a way that makes sense. All this on autopilot. So again, it generates the content, plus it publishes it to your site on autopilot. Now, on top of that, you can also go here to the keyword monitors tab, and if you just add your site right here, right, go here, add your URL, add your target country, target language, it gives you, right, keywords with low SEO difficulty, so that in theory are easy to rank for, and some decent search volumes, right? These are actually valuable keywords. You can take these keywords and have the AI produce content around these keywords. So essentially, it's doing the keyword research for you, then it's doing the content generation based on these keywords, then the content publishing, and also it does the content indexing. Just go here to indexers, connect it to Google Search Console, and we will automatically submit all your articles to Google, so that they're indexed faster, right? So it does all this for you. And again, like I said before, it also does the social media, which add your social media right here, Facebook, Twitter. We're gonna add LinkedIn just real soon here. Two, you can automatically syndicate the content, as I said before, to your social media, all this on autopilot, right? So it's super, super powerful. And there's also this pretty cool feature, which is the build links feature. I have a video on the channel going over how it works, but essentially you can update old content with new links. Super, super powerful. So again, let's say you have your site right here, and you have articles that you've written like a long time ago, like last year, for example. But they're still valuable, right? The info on them is still valuable, but you want to update them. Just connect your site. It's going to be, and once your site's connected, it's going to give you a list of all the pages, blog posts on your site, right? It's going to analyze the blog post, right, and suggest places in which you can add links to refresh the articles. Pretty powerful. Give it a go, try it out, and I'm sure you will like it. Now, final thing here is that you can connect this with essentially any CMS, right? It could be WordPress, could be Shopify, Ghost, Wix, Webflow, Blogger, or even Zapier or an external API if you want, right? Again, I'm showing you this tool because this is how, in a practical way, how you leverage AI for your SEO efforts. Yes, you can use ChatGPT, but it's quite limiting, right? ChatGPT allows you to generate articles, but they're not very SEO optimized often, right? There's no visual cues, there's no images, there's no videos, there's no automated linking, internal and external. There's no automatic publishing to your site. There's no automatic syndication to social media. So all this, right, isn't achievable with ChatGPT, even though you can achieve some of it, right? The whole automation part of it and the whole part of building a process, right? Building something that it's reliable and you can trust on isn't really available with that type of AI. And what we've built with Journalist AI is the ability to automate a lot of the process, which is tedious and boring. You can essentially have someone on your team or even you set this all up and have it running in the backend, which is quite powerful, right? Hopefully this was valuable enough, right? This is again the tool I use. Of course, this is a tool I've built as well, but of course, again, like I said, I'm 100% biased, but it's the best tool on the market for leveraging AI, because with Journalist AI, you're able to increase, like I said, when I keep mentioning the same thing, increase the output, right? Increase the speed at which you can produce content, test stuff, right? Put stuff out there. And that's the best way you can learn is test, and test again, right? And again, you can produce content in over 150 different languages. And in this course, I'm going to go over real results right up next for people that are doing it, right, for international markets. Because oftentimes, and I guess we can speak about this now, right, oftentimes the international markets, right, so the non-English speaking markets are often underserved. So there's a lot of demand, but there isn't much supply to satisfy the demand, right? For example, I'll give you an actual example. These guys right here, right? Rova, this is a fintech startup based here in Portugal. They're a client of ours. They essentially are a banking solution for businesses and people here in Portugal. But in Portugal, we're one of the lowest countries when it comes to lowest knowing countries, I guess, when it comes to financial literacy. So we are dumb when it comes to financial literacy. We know very little about financials, how it works, how we can make money, how we can save money, all this, right? And so what these guys did was they created a blog on their site. So they have the English version and they have the Portuguese version, right? So they can automate the content using AI for the English version and also the Portuguese version. They use Journalist AI to do the research for them. I can show you here the features that are monitor right here. /PT, right? I'll show you the keywords right here that they're using, right? These keywords, and they're producing content around these keywords, right? And what they saw is because there is a lot of demand, because Portugal people that are not very literate when it comes to financials, again, we're one of the lowest countries in Europe when it comes to financial literacy, they're giving us all the supply. They're producing quality articles in Portuguese, right, in the local language for their local blog. It's rova.com/pt, right? Because they want to target the Portuguese market. They have a proper domain extension for the Portuguese market, and the blog is all in Portuguese. They're producing content again to target these markets using Journalist AI, right? It is super powerful, and they're seeing results, right? This is all AI, right? Of course, this again isn't much, but it's all AI. My point here isn't to show that they're making millions, not yet, right? But it's to show that AI works, right? This could have been written by human, but it would take so much long because they have to do the keyword research, article creation with images, sourcing the links, all this takes so much time. But this graph proves that you can do this and leverage these AI tools. Again, think about the AI tool as a wrench, right? You can leverage the AI tools to help you increase the output. And in this case, satisfy a demand that didn't have much supply and still doesn't have much supply because, again, the Portuguese market is very underserved when it comes to this type of content, and they're serving the users this type of content, and their site is ranking and becoming an authority quickly in this space. And you can read through the case study. I'll leave a link for it in the description, but essentially what they're doing is leveraging the AI tools and doing the keyword research, right? Integrating with their custom CMS, right? Content generation based on the keyword research and automatically publishing and syndicating to social media. And these are results that you're seeing, right? Look at the organic keywords, right? The organic keywords are right? This is a couple months ago, right? We're in January, right? Just a couple months ago, we see these results, right? Again, you could have done this with a human, but most likely it would take more time because a human is not really capable of producing as many articles as the AI can, right? I mean, even if it were, you'd have to hire a team and spend so much time and money managing and investing in the team, right? Why not just use a robot, right, to produce that same content, right? And the value here is clear, right? They're ranking for, and their sites started ranking for a bunch of Portuguese keywords in their niche, right? So these are buyer intent keywords as well, right? Very, very important. Targeting buyer intent keywords, as I explained before, right? So again, I'll leave a link for this case study in the description, and I even give this analogy here, the SEO analogy, but take a look at this because it is working, right? Companies leveraging AI content will win. If I were starting a fintech startup and want to target the Portuguese market, I would lose against these guys. Firstly, because I would have to, maybe, if I didn't have the money to hire a content writing team, I'd have to write it all myself. It would take so much time, right? And with AI, I know I'm repeating myself, but with AI, you get to do this super fast, right? You increase the output. So super interesting what they're doing here is a case study from real results, from real companies looking and investing in AI first, like I said here, the AI first SEO approach. And we have more case studies here in the case study section. This one is for a personal brand, right? He's getting 1,500 clicks per month, just again, solely with AI SEO. And this guy right here, again, you can read through these articles. I'll leave them down below in the description. If I forget, just go to dryjournalist.com and click the case studies tab right here. But this guy has been doing over 10K a month, just in 3 months, right, with the content that's ranking. So again, don't just look at the numbers, total clicks and impressions. Yeah, this is good, right? But these numbers don't really matter. What matters is, are the keywords that he's ranking for buyer intent keywords? Because he could have millions here, right? But if it just were some generic keywords, like how to tie a tie or something, people wouldn't be buying. So it's important to understand which keywords and what keywords to try. And even this guy's Luca, he's the one that actually did the success story, had the success story. And I go over all this success story right here. You can read through it in the description below. Even SEMrush, I think you might know this, so if you're in the SEO space, so it's a publicly traded company. SEMrush gives you SEO data. Even commented, impressive results, because he shared this case study on his LinkedIn. And so, yeah, the reality is that, yeah, these are impressive results, right? These, what you see here, this is impressive results because it is done with AI. You don't have to hire a team, right? You don't have to spend a bunch of money. Just leverage one of these AI tools. And again, if you do want to leverage this one, is one he leveraged. It's Journalist AI. It's called, just go to tryjournalist.com to try it out. These are in fact impressive results, which is pretty cool. And again, the third one is this one right here, which is the personal brand one. Again, just show that this can be applied to any niche, personal brand, fintech companies, just a regular marketing agency, and the results are clear, right? As long as he started publishing AI content, is right. The number of index pages increased as well. I mean, the results are clear. Sorry, I won't bore you with this, but you can read through it if you want. I'll leave a link for this in the description again. But yeah, this is just to show that there are results, right? Having an AI SEO first approach, or AI first SEO approach in your campaigns, in your sites, does work, and we have the case studies to back it up. And it makes sense that it works, right? Because again, it's not just some generic AI content, it's quality content. And this goes back to what I said here before, right? As long as it's valuable to its users, it doesn't matter who or what writes the content. Again, if it satisfies the search intent, it's going to be ranking on Google, right? If it is quality content, is going to be ranking on Google. That's what we have here. These are the 3 case studies so far we have, and there's a bunch more that's going to be adding here. But just know that, again, there are results, and you can leverage AI to achieve the results. Now, moving on to how can you actually leverage ChatGPT for SEO? And this is somewhat of a free alternative. If you don't want to grab these tools right here, you can leverage ChatGPT for SEO. Just know that you have to do a lot of back and forth, right? Because the AI isn't trained. For example, this AI is trained, right? What you see here is trained. ChatGPT isn't yet trained, or you have to train it yourself to be able to produce brand-tailored content, right? Content that's quote-unquote SEO optimized, right? And even so, even if you train it, right, you can, again, this is a free way, it's going to be outputting, right, an article, right, with a bunch of content, right? I don't think you can ask it to add tables, right? But let's say if you could, you can then just scour some stock photos on the internet or some Google photos, right? You can take the article that was produced by ChatGPT, you can copy it, you can post it to your site, whatever it is, right? Here in Journalist, you can automatically post it. That's one of the biggest values here, is that you can auto post it to any of these right here. But again, if you were using ChatGPT, again, what you would do, is you take the article, copy it, paste it to your CMS, again, WordPress, Shopify, any of these, right? After that, after it's there, you would start the reading through the article and finding out the best places to add links to, videos. And I actually forgot to show you this. I'm going to show you how the articles look like, right? Because they're just talking about it. look here, this is for the dog grooming niche, right? These are articles for how to groom a golden retriever, right? These are all done with AI, right? The photos, all this, right? In our featured image, table of content, right? Everything is organized right here. Key takeaways section, proper article structure within article images, right? There's also, should be here, let's see here, in article videos that are videos that are relevant to what the content is about, more in article images. I don't think this one has link, actually this one has links, right? Regular cleaning is essential, right? And this links out to a link about dog cleaning, right? So all this, internal links, right? External links, all this is done with AI for you, right? Can you skim through these again and look through that these are optimized, and this is something that ChatGPT unfortunately cannot do, right? And yeah, I mean, this is a great way to build content, right? And these links are relevant. For example, this anchor is when it comes to trimming your hair or leaders, your golden retriever, it is important to approach this task with caution and care. And it links out to an article again about golden retriever, 12 tips for healthy and beautiful coat. So it is the links we link out to are relevant. If you were doing this with ChatGPT, you would have to maybe make a list, maybe go on Ahrefs or SEMrush, make a list of links that you think are relevant to the article, then go through the article and add the links manually, internal and external, then placing in the images you found, the videos as well, right? And then of course, putting this live and publishing it. And then if you want, syndicate it to social media, because nowadays it's very important that you syndicate the content to social media, because if you're having all this work, right, might as well share it to your social media platforms, branded or non-branded. It's very important, right? But again, it's a great alternative if you're using AI for SEO. ChatGPT is a great alternative if you want to keep it lean, keep it somewhat free, right? If you're not using the paid version of ChatGPT. But again, if you want to automate the whole process, a dedicated AI-first tool is ideal, because Journalist AI is an AI SEO tool. ChatGPT is a tool for anything related to productivity, right? Or anything at all, right? Using these AI-tailored or AI SEO-tailored tools, it is a smarter move. Again, I'm not just saying this because I own the tool. I'm saying this because it's what I've seen work better is if you use AI SEO tailored tools. But again, you can of course leverage ChatGPT as a free version to get things going, get the ball rolling, get things started. For sure, you can do it. And again, if you don't have money to afford this, I recommend you do, of course. At least if you're not going to buy a tool and you want to invest in AI SEO, which I think you should, at least use ChatGPT. Again, just note that these tools are a bit better, right? The AI tools that I just showed you. Now, one very important thing, which is the next step here, is don't forget about the 3 pillars of SEO, right? Essentially, there's on-page, off-page, and technical SEO. Off-page is basically backlink building, so link building, right? On-page is more or less what Journalist AI handles for you, right? The whole content with the images, the videos, the links, the relevancy, the topical authority, all this mostly handled by this AI, right? Of course, you can add some human touch, as you saw before, right? Human interference here to make the on-page a bit better. And there's also, of course, technical. So AI handles this, right? But the off-page, which is link building, technical, which is, for example, your meta tags, right? Meta description, meta title. It is, for example, your schema markup, right? All this, right? And there's much more stuff, site speed, all this. You cannot neglect, right? Because you cannot succeed in SEO without doing all 3, right? You cannot succeed just doing off-page, as well as you cannot succeed just doing technical. You gotta do on-page SEO, off-page SEO, and technical SEO, right? It's very, very, very important to do this. And I'm gonna link a video here as well. And I know maybe you might be tired of me linking videos, but I think it's important, again, we understand the actual concept so that we don't, actually, let me do even better, right? I'm not gonna link a video. What I'm gonna do is send you here, just go to tryjournalist.com again, and go here to case studies and click this one. Actually click this one, because here, down here, I go over exactly these things that I'm saying here, right? How to replicate this case study, technical and off-page. And I go here exactly step by step, exactly what you need to do, and 11 videos step by step on how to optimize for technical SEO. Go here, click this video, it's gonna open up YouTube and you can watch it. Recommend you do it. Then on-page SEO, there's a couple of tips here. Again, if you wanna humanize and optimize your content, you can do this manually. But down here, if you go to, there should be a video here on off-page SEO. Off-page SEO, right here, right? Essentially, right, I don't have a video right here for this, but what you want to do is link building. Link building is a very complex theme, right? It's very long. It could be just a whole course on it. And I think I have some videos here on the channel, excuse me, about backlink building. But essentially, the 3 things you need to know is quality over quantity every time. So you can have a link from Forbes. It's much better than having 10,000 links from a shitty blog, right? It's better to have quality and powerful links linking out to you, right, than shitty links, right? Then a very good strategy is seeing what links your competitors have excuse me, and replicating them all. Because if you have all the links your competitors have, plus some more, right, you're gonna most likely beat them when it comes to off-page SEO. Then you can also buy backlinks. It's faster, or you can acquire them organically, which is slower. It tends to be safer because a lot of people sometimes don't actually know how to buy links. And again, I'll try and include a video on here as I end this sentence, if I have it, on my step-by-step tutorial on how to do link building. Again, it's a very complex subject, and but I think it's important that you give it a go, because again, you cannot succeed just with on-page, just with technical. You gotta do all three: on-page, technical, and off-page. And again, if I have a video, I'll include it here. If not, I'll record a video later on how to actually nail down off-page SEO. But again, read through this because it's very, very important. Watch this video on the technical SEO 101, because again, you cannot succeed just with one. You got to do all three. Very, very, very important. And oftentimes, again, people skip these, and I know I'm repeating myself, but it's super important, right? You got to nail all three. Otherwise, it's quite pointless be doing SEO, because the person or the business that does all three is going to outrun you and be more successful than you every single time, right? Excuse me. Now, finally, SEO client acquisition in the AI age. Now, if you're wanting to acquire clients and deliver the results or in growing an agency, essentially it doesn't matter if it's AI or not, right? The same principles apply, right? The same client acquisition methods and the client acquisition strategies apply. I'm going to link a video here. I know you're tired of this, but I'm going to link a video here detailing exactly step-by-step how to acquire clients, how to choose the niches, right? Because there's some niches you should go for, some niches you shouldn't go for, how to actually make your clients more money than what they're paying you. Because that's the whole thing, right? Clients only care about one thing, and can you make them more money than what they're investing? If they're investing 1,000, can they return 2,000? Right? They want a positive ROI. That's the only thing that matters, the only thing they care, right? They don't care about impressions, they don't care about clicks, they care about, are they getting a positive ROI? Are they getting more sales out of their product or service than the money that they're investing in every single month? If so, then you have a client forever, right? As long as they're paying you 1,000 and getting 2,000, they're going to be paying you until the earth ends, right? It's quite simple. So again, I'm going to link here a video going over that step by step. Hopefully you find it valuable. So play the video. So you want to acquire more SEO clients, and this video I'm going to show you a guaranteed way to get more SEO clients. Now, this takes work and it's not easy. It is simple, not easy. But if it were easy, everyone would do it, right? So what is the first step to guarantee getting more clients? And that works for SEO or for any other service you're providing, but because this is an SEO channel, because I run Vetted and SEO Marketplace, I'm going to show you exactly how you can do it for SEO, because I've also done it in the past. I used to own an SEO agency, and this was exactly what I did, right? So what do you do? First things first is you need volume. Actually, first things first is you need to figure out a channel, right? How are people going to know about your services, right? Is it going to be cold email? Is it going to be cold calling? Is it going to be through social media, right? What I recommend you do is these first two, right? You go directly to the customer, right? Don't expect putting out YouTube videos, TikToks, discoverable content, and having leads come to you, right? That can happen, but most likely happen further away in your journey, right? When you're starting, what you need to do is do the things where you go out to the customer, right? Not where the customer comes to you, because the customer will come to you once you have results and stuff to show for, right? So first things first, choosing a channel, one that you go out to the customer. I used to do cold calling because it's the best way, in my opinion, to do it, right? So then you need volume, right? After, of course, you've chosen your niche, right? I'm guessing if you want to gather SEO clients, you already know what niche you're working for. Go for a money-making niche, right? Go for plastic surgeons, dentists, real estate, lawyers, right? People where they can pay you a high fee for your services, right? Don't go for a florist or a local shop down the street. Go for niches where, if, for example, their average order, let's do plastic surgeon, for example, where their average order value for a surgery is $3,000, they can pay you, I guess, 10%, 20%, or even more. Let's do $1,000 per surgery, because it's so high, the value per lead, that you get more per each lead you bring them, right? Of course, it's not that simple. It is harder to bring in a lead for plastic surgery than a lead for a florist, for example. But since you're putting all these efforts into your SEO journey and all that, might as well target the money-making niches, right? Lawyers essentially follow the money, right? Super cliche, but you gotta follow the money, right? Now, after all the niche and all that, and after, of course, you know what you're doing, right? You can actually deliver on the results you promised them, excuse me,
you gotta hit volume, right? You gotta call every single, let's do plastic surgeon, every single plastic surgery clinic in your area, right? You call every single one of them, right? If you don't close the deal on any of these, you call the city next door, right? Or you call the state next door, right? Call every single one in your country. This is a drawing of Portugal, very badly drawn. This is the capital of Portugal, Lisbon. Call every single one in your country, every single one, because 90% of them they're gonna say no, but you just need one to say yes. That's exactly what I did. Call up everyone. Now, you need to know, of course, you need to learn how to sell. And if you're in business, you need to learn how to do everything. How to provide your service, how to talk to people, how to persuade people, how to do, I mean, you need to know the whole thing, right? Otherwise, it will be easy, right? Again, this is not easy, because if it were easy, I want to do it, but it is simple, right? Choose a channel, do the volume, choose a niche, all that. Again, simple, not easy. But yeah, you gotta know what you do and you gotta know how to sell, right? Call up, most likely, depending on the business, if it's a lawyer, if it's these higher end type of businesses, their receptionist is gonna handle the phone, right? So you gotta be direct, straight to the point, because they get these types of calls all the time, right? So you gotta be direct. Listen, my name is so-and-so, I do SEO for businesses, I can guarantee you first page rankings in the next 30 days, or you don't pay, right? Giving them a crazy offer. And I got a video solely on this, solely on what I call a irrefusable offer, right? Where I go over how to craft your irrefusable offer, right? A irrefusable offer, sorry, is something that when you say the offer to your prospect, they cannot say no, right? It's so powerful. It's not easy to craft, but again, I have a video solely on this on my channel. Just skim through the videos, you'll find it. Or if I remember, I'll link it in the description. If I don't remember, just comment asking for the video. I'll link it below, right? But this video isn't too much about that, right? It's about the steps you need to do. So channel, volume, of course, when you call them up, you want to maximize your chances with all of them, because, I mean, yeah, there are hundreds of them, even thousands maybe, but I mean, you got to increase your chances of converting, and you do that by having a irrefusable offer, right? So channel, volume, and of course, actually delivering on what you do. This is how you not only get the clients with these two, but then keep them, right? Because you don't want to be doing SEO for a month, right? You want to be doing SEO for 6 to 12 months, so then they can pay you you can have them on a retainer, right? You can have a 6 to 12 months retainer where every single month you're getting money in your account, right? That's the whole thing with SEO. Not only it takes time, but if you're grabbing SEO clients, you gotta make sure that you're doing a good job to retain them, right? Retain the clients. Yeah, that's exactly what I did, right? What I did and what I would do if I was starting again, right? Learn how to do SEO for a specific niche, right? Better my skills. You can even learn on the job, right? If say I had no idea how to do SEO, right? And I'd call every single business in Portugal in my niche, right? And tell them, listen, I'm the best at SEO. I've done this and that. Show them proof. However, when I show them proof, whatever, doesn't really matter. Or tell them, listen, you pay me today this, tomorrow half, or next month half. Or if I don't get you 10 leads this month, you don't pay, right? So give me $1,000 or $2,000, and I guarantee I'll give you 10 leads, right? How much are these 10 leads worth to you? If they say 10,000, 2,000, you can ask for $1,500, right? So let's say I have no idea what I'm doing, right? Now I'm pressured. I have my back against the wall because this business paid me $1,000, and I guarantee them I would bring them 10 leads. And if I don't, not only do I have to give them the money back, but I'm smudging my reputation, right? So because you have all this pressure on top of you, you're gonna need to go out and learn SEO and try and test things, right? I don't recommend really do this. I'd recommend it's better if you know that you know what you're doing before you go out and reach the businesses. But I mean, if you're short on time and need motivation, you can do that. So again, choose a channel, call, email until you get one client. Because if you call every single business, someone is gonna say yes, right? And to the ones that say, I don't know, call me tomorrow, no, whatever, call them again, right? Call them until they say, stop calling me, or they block your number, right? Do that. That's how you're gonna get clients. That's it. Right, that was it. That's the whole course. Hopefully you found this valuable. Hopefully this was valuable enough to get you to like the video, maybe comment some questions you have, maybe even subscribe, right? Because I put a lot of work into these videos and I give it all away for free. I don't have a paid course. I don't plan on having a paid course, at least not for now, because my whole goal is just to show you and give you all the things that work for me, that I see working in the industry, and give it away for free so that you can implement it yourself and try to succeed.
And the trend I see, again, is AI SEO being in the future, not just for SEO, but AI as a whole for the whole planet. Because AI is a technology which we should all be leveraging, right? And you, myself, if you're watching this channel, you're in the marketing niche, the SEO industry. So I'm going to give you all the things that I know on how to apply this new technology to the SEO, to the marketing space. Again, hopefully this course was valuable. I would really appreciate if you could like the video. And if you want to give Journalist AI a try, just go to tryjournalist.com. I'll also leave a link for this in the description. Give it a go. Let me know if you like it. If you don't like it, let me know as well. Again, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this is valuable, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.